Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get way too emotionally invested in the shows that we're watching. So if that sounds like something you'll enjoy, why don't you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video? Today, we're back with episode 9 of season 2, which is our second episode of the Entertainment District arc. I have to remember, technically, there's 2 arcs for season 2. So we met the Sound Hashira, who is taking Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu with him on their mission in place of Aoi, because he was going to take her, even though she doesn't want to fight and she's better being in the Butterfly Mansion, actually helping people recover from their wounds and their injuries. But yeah, he was like, you'll do. I'm going to take a girl with me, which is like, why does he need a girl? Because he specifically said a girl, now that I'm realizing that. Maybe it's easier to get into the entertainment district with a girl than it is with a boy. Are they all going to have to pretend to be girls? Because they're all boys, bar Nezuko. But Nezuko's also a demon, so technically she has to stay in the box. Oh my god, maybe they're all going to have to pretend to be girls. Because he was like, I need girls. Okay, well, we'll see when we get that. But we are on a new adventure. The entertainment district is a hotbed of demon activity. We're probably going to get more of the Sound Hashira's background, which I'm looking forward to. And maybe we'll get more of the other Hashiras. As we go, we'll learn more about them in turn. I'm hoping it's not repetitive in that they've introduced the Sound Hashira and then they'll kill him off again at the end of the arc like they did with Rengoku. If that is the case, I'm going to be quite annoyed because it kind of lessens the impact if you just keep killing off all the mentors and doing it in quick succession. So the reason it was so impactful with Rengoku is it was the first mentor that they've lost, but also he was a Hashira. It just completely severed the illusionment that Hashiras were basically the strongest of the strong and nothing could impact them. It severed that reliability of them as this protective force, because halfway through season 1 we're like, oh my god, the Hashiras are here, everything's going to be fine. And then in season 2 we learn that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Hashira or not, everyone is vulnerable, everyone is prey to these demons. And if they do it again, it's kind of like, we get the point, we get the message. Why are you killing them all off? You know, I worry that they're going to start trying to kill as many Hashiras as possible to kind of then pave the way for strengthening the trio into becoming Hashiras. But there's only so many times you can do that before it's just kind of like, really? So here's hoping that's not what they're doing. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 9.
いや、ほら、あれだよ。わかんない？あそこ、わかんない？
Like a brothel? Entertainment, is it? Oh, that's why they needed girls. I thought they maybe meant like plays.
お前らはゴミだ。俺が犬になれと言ったら犬になり、猿になれと言ったら猿になれ。
Obey every command I give you.
そしてもう一度言う。俺は神だ。
I am in charge. You are my underlings.
やべえやつだ。
He is bonkers.
具体的には何を司る神ですか？とんでもねえやつだ。
派手を司る神。
Of course, it's
祭りの
flashiness.
神だ。
アホだな。アホを司っているな。間違いなく。
Rather
俺は
stupidity.
山の王だ。よろしくな。祭りの神。何言ってんだ、お前。気持ち悪いやつだな。
What? He's Lord Inosuke. How dare you?
なんだと。
They're too flamboyant to get on with each other. That's why.
対しては嫌悪感があるんだな。
Well, yeah, because they're just as flamboyant as him. He can be the only flashy one. He doesn't like competition. Whoa, dude!
早っ！もうあの距離！ゴマ粒みたいになっとる！
You're gonna have to keep up with him.
これが祭りの神の力。
いや、あの人は柱の宇髄天元さんだよ。
Oh, Inosuke, he's buying into it. And it's like, Inosuke, no, he's not actually a god. I love Inosuke, I really do. He's such a sweet baby. Is it like it's a red light district, isn't it?
いいかお前ら、目立つことすんじゃねえぞ。絶対に車から降りるんじゃねえぞ。
ダメだぜ。
That's who literally told you not to get out of the carriage. Guys,
落ち着け、伊之助。
待ち上がれ、こら
is this Inosuke's first time in a city? I think it is. That's why he's so sort of overwhelmed. It's a bit like how Tanjiro felt when he first entered the city.
これが吉原遊郭。男と女の見栄と欲、愛憎渦巻く夜の街。人だらけじゃねえか
He's not used to this, bless him. Again, this was exactly how Tanjiro felt. Jesus Christ! Inosuke, don't make yourself
黄
known.
色い頭のやつはどこ行った
That's headbutting people.
言っといでよ。お貨幣あるよ。
No, Senetsu. No,
ほ
Senetsu.
ら、こっちこっち。
Okay, he's learning. He's learning somewhat.
お前にはまだ早い
He's like, you are a child.
夜にこうやって光り輝く。鬼にはうってつけの場所だろ
Absolutely.
遊女になる女たちは大抵貧しさや借金なんかで売られてくる。遊女にも位があるが、最高位の花魁ってのは別格で、美人は当たり前。頭も良けりゃ芸事も極めてる。
Ooh,
そ
is
れぞ
she
れ
a
の店が
demon?
時間も金もかけた稼ぎ頭。
I mean, it's the perfect opportunity to feast on men, and no one would really question it because of her being a high earner as well.
遊郭に潜入したら、まず俺の嫁を探せ。俺も鬼の情報を探るから。
His bride? Like his fiance?
自分の個人的な嫁探しに部下を使うとは
はあ何勘違いしてやがる
サスタインである俺たちをあんた嫁が欲しいからって
俺の嫁が遊郭に潜入して鬼の情報収集に励んでんだよ定期連絡が途絶えたから俺も行くんだっての
It's his wife.
そういう妄想をしていらっしゃるんでしょ
No, sir.
ガキが
He's worried about her.
随分多いですね。かなり
Yeah,
長
now
い期
she's
間潜
gone
入されてるんで
quiet.
すか。
That's kind of
3人い
concerning.
るからな嫁
Free?
3人なんで嫁3人もいんだよたっくんだよ
Well, he is flashy. One's not good
何か
enough for
文
him.
句あるか
Three wives, goddamn.
手紙で来るときは極力目立たぬようにと何度も念押ししてあるんですが。
だからそう言っただろうがそりゃまあ変装よ
They're gonna dress up as
不本意だ
women.
が地味にね俺の嫁は3人とも優秀な女忍者くのいちだだから客よりももっと内側に入ってもらったわけだすでに怪しい店は3つに絞っ時戸屋の須磨荻本屋の牧雄兵国屋のひな鶴だ
Of course, they're undercover, but they have to pretend to be concubines. Nosuke doesn't mince words. He's like, oh, they're probably dead. Like, why would you want to put them in that compromising position? I understand that he needs to do it because he believes there's a demon here. But why would you risk your wives? I know they're capable ninjas, but still. I'm kind of worried something's happened to them as well.
いやー、こりゃまた
Oh, God.
な子たちだね。
I thought Inosuke would be a very pretty girl, but no.
おかみさんに仕込んでもらえたら光ると思うんだよな
悪いけど
He's also selling them off.
一人くらいならいいけど。
じゃあ一人頼むわ悪いな
Looks so good like that.
一生懸命働きます。
ほっとにダメだなお前らは
俺あなたとは口聞かないんで
He's still pissed that he's got three wives.
何でも言うこと聞くって言っただろうが
That's not why he's angry.
おめえの面
I
だ
feel
よ
like Inosuke, if he took the makeup
じゃねえ
off,
か
he would do better. Look at him, he's like hitching his dress up to run. Is she gonna be one of these high ranking courtesans?
時戸屋の恋夏花魁だ。一番位の高い遊女が客を迎えに行ってんだよ。
嫁、もしや嫁ですか。
No,
美女
Senetsu.
が嫁なの、あんまりだよ。
歩くのがさ、山の中にいたらすぐ殺されるぞ。
ちょいと旦那、この子はうちで引き取らせてもらうよ。
荻本屋さんの方から目
She's
つけ
like,
て
I'm
も
gonna
らえ
get
る
rid of
か。
these bad
これありが
manners.
たいけど、どういう風の吹き回したい？
なーに、私の目に狂いはないのさ。
It's just Senetsu now.
あたいだけ余ってる。
Like, oh fuck, we're stuck together.
変
I was
風に顔塗ったからいい
gonna
けど落としたらこうよ。
Without the makeup, Anosuke would have been hired far sooner.
Huh?
That's what she has an eye for. I thought maybe it was the bad manners.
この子がっちりしてるんだけど。
なあ、ふっくらと肉付きがいい子の方がいいでしょ。
Yeah, because it's not a girl. Temper the rage.
あの子三味線うまいわね。そうね、すごい迫力。
Electric.
でも、ブサイクよね。よく入れたわね、お店に。あの子連れてきたのがものすごいいい男だったら
He
し
is
いわ
drop
よ。
dead gorgeous, to be fair. No wonder he has 3 wives, damn.
あたいにはわかるよ。あの子はのし上がるね。自分を捨てた男、見返してやろうっていう気概を感じる。
便所掃除でも何でもいいんでもらってくださいよ。
Take her off my hands.
こんなのは。
見返してやるあの男。あたい絶対吉原一の花魁になる。
I don't think you're going to get that far, Zenetsu. You're just undercover for the time being.
人手が足りなくってね。これ運んでくれる？
わかりました。
おしろいを取ったら額に傷があったもんだから、昨日はおかみさんが劣化のごとく怒っていたけど。
The blemish, it ruins his beauty.
はい、働かせてもらえてよかったです。
Probably a good thing though, because it means Tanjiro can see sort of the background work.
京極屋のおかみさん、窓から落ちて死んじゃったんだって。
怖いね。気をつけようね。
恋夏花魁への贈
Little
り物
girls
だ
were
よ
at。the front of the parade, weren't
知
they?
らない
Of
の？
the courtesan.
足抜けっていうのはね、借金を返さずにここから逃げることだよ。
Why are they running away? They're scared of something enough to risk getting caught.
他の人と逃げ切れる人もいるんだけどね。こないだだってスマオイランが。
スマ、宇髄さんの奥さんだ。
Yes, it is.
本当に逃げ切れたかどうかなんて誰にもわからないのよ。お菓子をあげようね。
あっちも欲しい。おいらん、おい
ダメよ。さっき食べたでしょ。
スマオイランは足抜けしたんですか？
She seems really sweet. Like she genuinely cares for them.
スマオイランは私の
Sister!
私の
Sister!
兄なんでさ。
Oh. He is so honest. This is hard for him.
姉とはずっと手紙のやり取りをしていましたが、
And the letters
足
stop.
抜けするような人ではないはずです。
The fuck? Oh, Tanjiro.
男の人にのぼせている素振りもなかったのに。
It just came out of nowhere.
日記が見つかっていて、
Mm.
それには足抜けするって書いてあったそうなの。
これは鬼にとってかなり都合がいい。
Like someone's covering their tracks by making it seem like that's why she
日
would run away.
記はおそらく偽装だ。
Yeah. Almost as if the demon knew that she was investigating, so picked her off and then made it look like she ran away so no one would question it.
嫌な感じはするが、煙に巻かれているようだ。もしやここに救っている鬼、上限の鬼か。
Oh,
だ
maybe.
とすると
Because the lower ranks have been
ド
wiped
派手な
out.
取り合いになるかもな。
こんなもん着てたら感覚が鈍って仕方ねえ。
I feel like when we saw the lineup, there was someone with a headdress. So that could allude to a high ranking.
具合が悪い。それだけで連絡が途切れるか。
Again, very
あの
coincidental.
女、こっちから来たな。行ってみるか。
あら、いのこちゃん。
慌てると危ないよ。
He's seething.
お前は声が太いから絶対喋るなよ。
I mean, that's
裏声も
true.
へったくそだからすぐ男だってバレるぞ。
So he has to be quiet. Don't say a word.
さあさあ、答えてごらん。さあさあ、答えてごらん。答えてごらん。お前は誰にこの手紙を出していたの？ああ、そうだ。マキオだ。答えるんだよ、マキオ。
Oh my god. Oh!
悔しいけど美形だ。なんだよ。
ここで大将こそこそ噂話。善逸は
He
なん
is
だかんだ
pretty.
三味線が気に入ってかなりの腕前になったみたいですよ。
そうなの？じゃあやっぱり吉原一の花魁目指す。
どうした？
次回第3話。
He's like, I'm ugly.
善逸、大丈夫か？
That was the amusing thing is like he's jealous of the sound Hishira because he's so gorgeous. He's more gorgeous out of his flashy gear than he is in his gear. Like no wonder he has 3 wives, but also so greedy. Why does he have 3 wives? They're also skilled shinobi, but it's so risky. What a gamble to send them here for information, especially considering they're your wives and also they're not demon slayers. They're adept at keeping to the shadows and gathering intel for you, but it's still so risky. But then again, he also needs the intel to guarantee that there's a demon here. And they were gathering that information, but this demon has clocked on that at least 2 out of the 3 are investigating into her, that they know what she really is. We don't know about the third. The third hasn't been mentioned. So the third might be okay, but we know 1 has seemingly ran away, which why would you write that in your diary? It's definitely forged. 1's now being interrogated in the house that Inosuke's in, and he's going to go and investigate further. And then the third we haven't heard mention of yet, or at least I don't think we have, but we definitely know there's a demon here. And then when I'm thinking back to that lineup that we saw where the lower rank demon in Mugen Train was talking about the higher ranks, there was like the shadows and Akaza was part of that lineup, and then we saw Akaza, but there was also a girl with like an ornate headdress, and I'm wondering then if that's insinuating that one of the highest ranking is the one with the ornate headdress. But it's very convenient that the madam of one of the houses has died. So is that the demon as well, trying to take control of a house, trying to bring it under her command? Because this is the perfect place for a demon to not only gather information, intel, and avoid the sunlight, but to also get stronger by consuming men, because men would be the primary customers, and you could just lie and say that they basically went out, because if you eat them, there's no evidence. You can just essentially clean up after yourself, you know? It's perfect. It's actually the best option, really. Like, I think it's quite iconic. And I was correct when Inosuke had his makeup taken off and they were like, oh, he's gorgeous. I knew it. I knew that Inosuke would be hired quicker without the makeup on than he would with the makeup on, because he's stunning. He looks beautiful. So when he was picking his ear and complaining, I thought the woman wanted to beat the bad manners out of her by like taking her under her wing, but no, she recognized the beauty that was hidden underneath, that she could get a steal for Inosuke. And then Tanjiro's scar meant that he's not going to be serving customers, which is great, or training to serve customers, but being in the back rooms allows him to come into contact with the higher ranking, and he's able to kind of ask questions to get a bit more information. But she seems like she really dotes on the younger girls. You know, she's trying to protect them and comfort them and give them candy, almost as if she's taken on like this motherly position, because, you know, most of these women aren't here because they want to be here. They're here because they owe a debt. They've been sold into this lifestyle. So they're trying to make the best of what they can within their means to do so, but it's not something that they're here to do willingly. Some might be here willingly, or as willing as you can be, because they need money, but most of the time they're sold into this life. So it's quite interesting how they're going to maybe delve into this. Maybe the demon who is here, her backstory is maybe tied to the entertainment district in general. Maybe this is where she grew up. Like, she was sold into this life and now she's back here wreaking havoc. I don't know. Again, we'll maybe get a backstory. We didn't get a backstory for the lower rank on Mugen Train. Nor did we get one with the higher rank, but I feel like they might be saving Akuza's backstory for a later point when we meet him again, because again, he's like swore revenge on Tanjiro. So the minute I realized it was a red light district, because entertainment district, I thought that can be anything. It can be like plays, theaters, shows. I didn't quite know where they were going with it until I realized it's a red light district. And that was when Zenitsu went, "Do you not know what an entertainment district is?" They don't, because they're from the country. They don't know what an entertainment district is because they never had one. The country boys. Zenitsu would know. Zenitsu's probably been. Instantly, I was like, that's why he wanted girls, and they're gonna have to dress up as girls. They make very ugly girls, bar Inosuke. Whoever did their makeup, which I'm presuming was the Sound Hashira, did a horrendous job. But I'm excited to know more about the Sound Hashira and his wives, especially because his background was a shinobi, which is kind of really cool. It's unique, it's interesting. He fascinates me. The fact he has 3 wives fascinates me. The fact that Zenitsu hates him because he's good looking and also has 3 wives, but he thinks Zenitsu hates him because he made him dress up as a girl. That's not the case. Zenitsu's ego is not that fragile that he would mind dressing up as a girl, but it is fragile enough that he is intimidated by a very handsome man who has 3 wives. So he feels like that's greedy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this arc definitely plays out. It's shaping up to be a very interesting and intriguing one, especially because like the entirety of season 2 from this point is the entertainment arc, I believe. So there's a lot that they can build on. And that's what intrigues me the most, is the depth that they're going to go into. And maybe we'll see some other Hashira. Maybe some of them will pop up because they're doing their own investigations. But I guess we will have to see as we progress. There isn't really much more for me to talk about other than them having infiltrated and being left on a cliffhanger of what Inosuke is going to find. I don't think it's going to be that easy that they're going to be able to just end it all next episode, but Inosuke is definitely going to gather some information and some intel as to what is happening and maybe rescue this wife that's being captured. I'm excited for the next episode. I really am. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.